Indeed, he would have been so sure that he was in control of that game. But now is not the time for him to be fretting about that last game, because he is in the second game now and he needs to bring it back, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner as the Green Terran. Currently 0-1 in this series, looking to bring it back. We have Tyles. And spawning in the top left-hand corner as the purple Protoss. Playing for Team My Insanity, we have ABomb.
Do you think, let me ask you this question, Tyles can hold his drink?
I think I actually know who Tyles is. If I'm not mistaken, he is someone who changed his name from something else recently. I just can't remember what it is, but I remember a face. And yeah, he can hold his alcohol pretty well.
I don't think he can.
Oh, really?
Because I think liquid is designed to run off him. That's right. I made a bathroom tiles joke because I am not going to be outdone by your bad jokes today. I wrote that one down on Sunday and I have been saving it until we get to cast him.
I've not even said my jokes on stream because they're so bad this time. But I will come up with something better later on.
I think you'll just have to admit defeat. But anyway, let's talk about, well, these two players. There's not really a great deal to talk about Game 1, unfortunately. The way Game 1 went, we didn't really get a sense for these two players beyond simply ABomb being incredibly good. And but also being very, very lucky in just how those build orders worked. In Tyles just missing that one hex of vision that would have allowed him to see the probe sneaking out and making sure those proxy pylons didn't get down. But so this is going to be an interesting game too.
Sorry to interrupt there, but the other important factor there was Tyles skipping his bunker due to believing he had that map control.
Yeah, it simply comes down to that, just not seeing that probe come out. And already ABomb is playing tricksy again, because we've got a hidden pylon, not proxied this time. So we could be seeing something like perhaps Stargate, perhaps a Dark Shrine Tetra.
I think Dark Shrine is more likely at this location due to Stargate being more useful, obviously, when it's nearer to the opponent.
And we're having a second probe moving out on the map, and moving in such a way that says to me, proxy pylon for proxy DTs.
I couldn't agree more. There's the Twilight Council. We've had two gas in the ABomb space for a long time now. Tyles gonna have no idea this is coming, but Tyles is already producing Widow Mines and is getting a starport. So he's going for all of the tech routes. He could, in theory, if he can get some scans down, that could buy him enough time in order to get out of a Raven, possibly.
Very true. The problem with this kind of build from Tyles, though, with this tech-heavy build is, you expand so late, and you use up so much of your one orbital command's energy with mules, that you simply have very few scans, and caught you on camera, dropping that supply cooldown, not even a mule, not even a scan, and that could really hurt him. Once these DTs start to come out, we are going to see some slight scouting with the Mothership Core, sees a starport and decides to get the hell out of there, just in case a Viking is getting ready to deal with him.
Indeed, and we are now going to see the factory move on to the tech lab, and we're also going to see the wonderful sight that is Widow Mine drops.
We are indeed. That medevac speed boost, such a pain lately for anyone who isn't a Terran, or sometimes even is a Terran, if you're in a TVT scenario. However, we do have two Stalkers up in the main, with the Mothership Core there as well. Of course, with having skipped the Robo so far, it is on the way down. We will not have an observer ready, so he's going to have to catch it. A nice catch! Before that medevac can get in and actually plant the Widow Mines, is rebuffed, meaning there is more time for this Robo facility to get done for him to start an observer. But look at this. It's a Raven. An actual Raven.
And it's going to be such a wise decision, because if he... Oh my god, has he seen it? I don't actually know. I'm just going to go to his vision here because the medevac flew right next to where it is. He
has
seen it! It's right
He's getting
there!
a Raven!
It's right there! He's so lucky to be building this Raven, but it's right there and he hasn't seen it.
Oh my word! This is insane!
He may be the luckiest person alive. He now knows the DTs are out after having just killed one that ran past him. But oh my god, he is incredibly lucky. There we go. Widowmine being dropped into that natural expansion middle line, and he's going to be able to get at least a couple probes there. And then going to move these back straight back into the medevac and fly away. Not even going to risk taking them.
Speed boost out of there!
Get him.
No, medevac does get taken down with 2 Widowmines inside. So, unfortunate there for Tyles, but what a crazy beginning to this game we've had.
Raven.
The Dark Shrine not being spotted, but the Raven being out just in time anyway. I mean...
It's medevac Raven Banshee. Who does that? Apparently
Tyles. Are you sure he can hold his drink? Because at this point, I'm not 100%. However, he's bringing SCVs. He is on the warpath. He is on the charge. And he is looking to take down ABomb and level this series 1-1. This is a big push coming. And ABomb has very little at this point to defend. One Archon morphing in because, of course, with that Raven, those DTs are completely useless. Beyond that, only 3 gateways. 2 more going down now. Will not be finished in time. Point to point, he is out.
Indeed, point to post road actually doing really well at blocking that potent overcharge tanks. We are going to be able to snipe this Nexus now. These SCVs going to be able to block any kind of Zealots to come in, but it's the SCV, that is the probes that actually come in, focusing down the tank, but the SCVs repairing it faster than the probes can kill it. But nice work here.
ABomb is breaking this. He is breaking this attack. I genuinely believe that Tyles had the game right there, but the photon overcharge, a nice warping of units, and some really good engagements using the probes wisely, and ABomb has completely broken Tyles' attack there. Now, as we can see, the worker counts are completely equal at this point.
Indeed, they're very close together, but even with an equal worker count, ABomb still has next base. ABomb now has albeit a very slight army advantage. He has the counter to those Banshees and has his Immortals, which makes the tanks very useless. The only real issue for ABomb here is that incredibly vulnerable tech on the right.
Yeah, and that is going to be a pain, especially as this game goes on. But the fact is, Tyles simply can't attack up there anyway. He can't afford to send his units over there because he'll be attacked. As we see, we do actually have the proxy pylon right inside where Tyles would be looking to expand. That will, of course, get taken out, as will the 2 sentries, should he actually venture down into that corner, and he will see them. Meanwhile, ABomb slowly pushing out, but there's not enough forces of his there, and without that proxy pylon, I don't really feel like there's any gain in pushing this attack further. Much rather, I'd like to see...
Link.
Oh, absolutely, but what I'd much rather see from him is to keep an eye on Tyles. Stay there, in roughly the position he is, get an observer, perhaps, in and around that army. There is no Raven, and just keep an eye out for what Tyles is doing. If he expands, expand. But anyway, Tyles, of course, not expanding, is on the push out, and these Banshees doing a lot of damage. The Mothership Corps having a retreat from the Marines, and ABomb is going to have to go all the way back to his base. Tyles, not interested in expanding, is still trying to force a win here in game number 2 to get him up there and into the points for today.
Absolutely, and here we go. ABomb has actually moved the Mothership Core into the main base of Tyles. It will be driven back by a couple of Marines. In fact, it may actually be killed off here. It doesn't have enough energy for recall, but the Marines have instead, they were about to kill it, but have now been rallied to that attack. So this Mothership Core is going to live for a bit longer, but here we go. The engagement is happening. 3 siege tanks this time, but there are also 3 Immortals, but with very low shields on all of them. And these Banshees are going to be very, very good at this. It's all about the micro that Tyles can pull here. Mothership Core is not here, so there's going to be no photon overcharge this time. There is also, though, no point defense drone for Tyles, but here we go. Our competition forward already getting some good damage on these Banshees, and the Marine count is dropping very quickly, and the Immortals have reached the tanks. And ABomb's done it again. He's broken through. And Tyles is in a really bad position now. It is 25 workers to 43. And Yep, there we go. Tyles not happy with his target fire there, and there is the GG. ABomb takes the series